Good morning, my love tribe. This is Tracy with T.R's Tarot Talk 1111, and this is today's daily love vibe. And I wanted to apologize about yesterday's daily love vibe because we had a big thunderstorm and rain and hail and winds, and our electricity went down, and I never got the video uploaded. And it was a long video, and I'm sure that if it's important, the message will come out again today. So I'm just going to do today's and get it up as quickly as possible. We're going to try to keep it to about 15-20 minutes at the most, hopefully. Okay, so let's get busy. What's going on with you guys today? How's your love life? Let's find out. Okay. I want to get an overall energy. Okay, just so you know, this daily love vibe is for singles who have no love interest. It's also for twin flames and soulmates and karmic relationships. This love vibe is basically a daily advice for anybody seeking love or working on love. And if you're a twin flame, then you're working on your journey into union with the divine masculine or the divine feminine. Okay, for those of you who don't know the difference, a twin flame is one soul that's split into two twins, the masculine and the feminine. And they go off and have lives on their own in order to learn twice as many lessons, and they have to have healed. They got to do a lot of healing work, but once they do and they come into union, you got to come into union with a heart with wings. It's got to be, you got to bring up all the past gunk, and you've got to forgive it, you've got to thank it, you got to look at it, you got to change it, you got to do whatever work you have to do, because what goes on in the outside of your life is a direct reflection of what's going on the inside. So if the outside of your life is not bringing you the love and desire and companionship that you need, then there's something going on within you that needs to be fixed, okay? That's for everybody, but the twin flames have to. I mean, you don't have to. You can live as many lifetimes as you want working on those life lessons. But the twins actually have a contract because they bring unconditional love and anchor it into the center of the universe. All right, guys, I'm very sorry. I don't pick the cards, Spirit does. But you're under the Three of Swords energy today. Three of Swords is all about heartbreak. It's, your heart is broken, you're feeling sad, you just... Yeah, a lot of the people I've been talking to, this makes sense because a lot of people really are heartbroken. They're heartbroken because they're lonely, and they're, some of you are looking for your divine counterpart, whoever it may be, whether it's a karmic relationship, a soulmate, or a twin flame, it doesn't matter. I'm feeling the loneliness today. The holidays are over. You might have had to spend the holidays alone. That's for some of you. That's for the singles, You're heartbroken. Perhaps somebody in the past broke your heart, or maybe you're just heartbroken because you're lonely. And then I've been channeling the divine masculine and divine feminine, and they've been very heartbroken too. The ones I'm channeling have not been in communication for a very long time and some for a short time. But right now, there's just no communication happening between the couples that I am channeling. So that brings you heartbreak and sadness because you love them. That's your divine counterpart, And if they're struggling, it's because you're struggling. And if you're on the twin flame journey, you're going to mirror each other. If you're struggling, they're struggling. Clean up your shit, and they will automatically start cleaning up their shit. Okay? So, and if you are with a soulmate, it's the same scenario. Perhaps some of you out there are just feeling sad and lonely and depressed today. But we're going to transmute this energy. We absolutely are, because when the Three of Swords shows up in the heart, it's because either somebody stuck them in there or you're refusing to pull them out. Okay? Sometimes we stick them in our own hearts, and sometimes they're stuck there by other people. But either way, it's your heart. Pull them out. Let's see if we can transmute this energy today. Okay? What cards do I want to use? These ones still? I think I will. I think I'll use these ones again. All right, Spirit, give us morning, afternoon, and evening energies for the daily love vibe. What are my love tribe suffering from with this Three of Swords? How can we transmute this energy and bring in love and light for all who are viewing? Well, for the planet, not just the viewers. All right. Let's see. How are things going to go in the morning? I'm going to take 2 off the top, 1 off the bottom. All right. So there's 1, 2, 3, and there's the bottom. Okay, so we've got the Three of Swords as the overall general energy for the day. All right. All right, we've got the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. When the Seven of Pentacles is in the upright position, it's assessing, reevaluating what you've created in your life. Are you happy with it? Do you need more? Do you need less? Does it need pruned? You know, how's it coming along? They're your investments. Could be money, you know, but there's all kinds of things we invest in. It could be other things too. All right, but when it's in the reverse, it's talking about a lack of a long-term vision. Okay? Or you feel that your success or your rewards are taking too long coming into fruition. Okay? And in relationships, it's wanting more. It's feeling like there's not enough, you know? There's quite a few on that bush, but for some of us, or some of you, the one you want isn't growing there. And that's why it's in the reverse, because you're like, hey, I've got all this potential, and I've got all these investments, and I've done my work, but the one I want isn't growing on the vine. So what do? You know, I can't, and we create with our visions, okay? And it says lack of long-term vision. So maybe you're having a hard time visualizing what is it going to look like? If I truly get my heart's desire and I'm able to pull these swords out of my heart, what would that look like for me? Okay? You've got to visualize it. Bring a vision of it. Daydream about it. Make goal boards and goal lists, and, you know, do what you can to bring it into the being. But remember that God doesn't always answer our prayers, because maybe you're praying for the wrong thing. Maybe the one you're looking for is already on that bush and you're just, you know, not seeing it or not noticing that that's the one. All right. Also, for some of you, the reason why it's in reverse is because, you know, you've done your reassessment and you've done your reanalyzing and you've looked at that bush and you're not happy with it, so you're not working on it today. In the reverse position, you know, this young man's got a hoe in his hand. And he's a hard worker, and he's been tending that plant for a long time. Whether it's your finances or you know, because finances have a direct role in your romantic life too. Unfortunately, it's a currency. Currency is vibration. You know, it's an energy. Energy ebbs and flows and transmutes. Okay? So, whether or not it's money or perhaps it's just that, you know, you might be dealing with a Capricorn or Taurus or Virgo. And perhaps that's the one that broke your heart, you know. I don't like to put the archetypes on the cards because it could be anybody. But once in a while you get a very specific message for you, because perhaps you've got, you know, a bunch of signs on, but when we ask about the person specifically, you get, you know, a sign. So I'll throw it out there. Earth is all about Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. They're very grounded, conservative, realistic, and can be over-emotional, but very practical. All right, so, yeah, in the morning, you guys, I feel like some of you just don't want to work on this bush today. It's like the reason why your heart, you might just sit back and stew in that Three of Swords. Some people are like that. You know, when you're faced with a direction, you can choose victor or victim, and there's, you know, I'm not saying that everybody chooses victim mode. And a lot of you choose victory most of the time, but once in a while, when it's dark and gloomy and nasty out like it is today, maybe wallowing in your heartbreak is what you need to do to gain clarity. All right, but for whatever reason, in the morning, you're not willing to work on this bush anymore. The one pentacle you're looking for doesn't appear to be growing there. Or if it is, you're just not willing to work on it. All right, so in the afternoon, we have the Five of Swords. But this is a good card because it's the Five of Swords in reverse. Okay, it's you not wanting to battle or be in conflict anymore. It's also needing a change in your life. Past conflicts resurface. You know, sometimes in the reverse it means that something you have been fighting with somebody about sorry. Yeah. People talk in my head. Yeah, I'm hearing that for most of you watching this, you just don't have the energy to battle today. So if somebody picks a fight with you or whoever you're fighting with or whatever's going on that's bringing on this energy, you're just not accepting it today. You might walk away. You might go blah, blah, blah. I'm not listening, you know. But the conflict is either over in the afternoon, you're coming out of that battle, or you're just choosing not to pick up your sword and engage in any conflict today. In the evening, what's coming for you? Guess what? It's the High Priestess. Okay, the High Priestess, she's like the counterpart to the Magician. She's magical. She has very high inner wisdom and higher knowing. Very intuitive. It's very hard to dupe her. She just, I mean, you can lie to her all day long, and she might even be polite and pretend like she believes you. But nope, you're not going to dupe this one. She is way too connected to her higher self. Okay, this is creative energy. It's flowering, wise dreaming, deep knowing, intuition, magical timing, ancient remembering. She's a healer and a medium. Okay? And the High Priestess don't talk. She don't waste her words on things that don't serve the highest and best. She communicates energetically with people. And some of you won't have any clue about what I'm talking about, but there are some of you that totally understand what I'm saying right now. You might be involved with somebody who is very intuitive and steps into the Empress, or I mean the Priestess, the High Priestess energy from time to time. And when they do, it's almost like they don't have to talk to you. They just got to look at you and you know, because they are very clear in their intentions with their energy. I'm also feeling that romantically, this Three of Swords, some of us are brokenhearted because our divine counterpart is not communicating or isn't coming forward with an apology. And you're tired of the battling. You're tired of tending this. You're tired of doing all the work. You might be in the High Priestess energy and you're like, you know, I've given this situation all the energy I can give it. And now it's going to have to grow and expand and transform. Or I'm not going to give it my attention and I'm going to move into this energy. Okay? The next, oh, and look at the Judgment. I got to pull that out, guys. Okay? All right, so, yeah, I don't know why, but those two cards feel like they need to be here. So, if you're in the energy of, I'm just not willing to work on this today, I'm not going to give it my energy, I'm going to do better things, maybe you've got important stuff on the docket for your day, you know, I'm feeling, you know, that polarity, that duality. I've got some of you watching that's going to wallow. You're just going to roll around in this heartbreak and misery, and you're going to wallow in it today. And, you know, we need days like that occasionally. Just don't stay in that energy. You know, the wallowing is about, well, I'm hearing, I don't want to use the word wallowing, but when you sit in this energy, when you sit in it and you stew in it and you're contemplative, step into your high priestess knowing, because all things are temporary. There isn't anything that stays in the same energy. Trust me, I could do a reading right now and turn around and do another one in 10 minutes, and everything might change because, you know, we are intuitive beings, and when we feel that something's out of balance, we automatically try to self-correct. All right? All right, so what's the other energy from the bottom of the deck is the Emperor. All right, so I'm going to switch gears just for a second, and I'm going to give a message for the Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine in this. When the Emperor shows up, the Emperor is the Divine Masculine once he is moving into his higher self. All right, this is when he has done a lot of his inner knowing and his inner journeying, and he's finally moving into the Emperor status. The Emperor has power and authority and a lot of masculine energy. That's why he's the Divine Masculine archetype. He makes solid decision-making, firm and fair power to rule over his life and the life of his kingdom. All right, he's balanced, grounded, experienced, has knowledge. Yeah, this is the Divine Masculine's energy, I feel. And the Feminine is showing up as the High Priestess. This is just for those of you on the Twin Flame journey. We'll go back to the regular reading in just a second. But the High Priestess and the Emperor showed up. So there's something happening energetically, because this is them when they've moved into their telepathic communication. You know, this could be them in the 5D. And there's been some battling between the DM and DF in the higher realms, in the 5D, okay? And I feel like they've been fighting or avoiding each other. So today there might be communication, if not in the 3D, but in the 5D between the Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine. All right, so we're going to switch back to any other love story that's on your heart or on your mind today, okay? So there's heartbreak, there's an unwillingness to tend the garden today. You might need a day off, a day, a break. You're not in the mood to fight or argue. You're tired of the battling. And you're moving into your higher instincts, your higher knowing and trusting. And then we've got the Judgment card. And that showed up in this morning's daily vibe for the general collective. So when I saw it on the bottom of the deck, I figured I'm going to throw it out there because it seems to be an energy that we are all under today. Judgment is about resurrection. It's about bringing to life things from your past. You see, we sign all these contracts in the 5D before we come here. And one of your contracts is your love life. You know, who are you going to create? Who are you going to co-create with? What will you create? How will you nurture it? How many people will you co-create with? Because some people, you know, they meet their divine counterpart and then they release them and they go back into separate lives, and then they might come back again because it was divinely inspired. You guys are meant to be together, you know. So for some of you, if the person that you think is your divine counterpart has been from your past, maybe you met them as a child, or maybe you went to college with them, or you know, have had maybe you were in love and you lived together, or you were married and now you're divorced or separated, whatever. Anything that's coming up from your past today needs to be looked at. It needs to be either forgiven and let go of, or it needs, and healed, I'm hearing and healed. You need to heal it and let it go, or you need to bring it back into your reality because it was a contract you were meant to honor and you never did. You know, if the two of, you know, maybe one of you ran away and the other one, you know, was left heartbroken, or vice versa. Or it could just be a situation in your love life. It doesn't have to be the person itself. But there's a judgment, a reckoning, a retribution happening. Okay, it's releasing and forgiving old karma. Okay, it could be legal matters or contracts. But we're looking at the love aspect. This is Gabriel. The angel Gabriel rules over this. It's Pluto, ruler of the underworld. Yeah, we're looking at anything that has been unfair and unjust, and we're fixing it, healing it. The universe is bringing it back up for you to look at again and decide, because I feel like there was no closure. All right, some of you need closure. You need to let go of an old karmic relationship so that you can energetically move forward toward your divine counterpart. That's for some of you. You know, letting go of karmic relationships and healing the karma. For others of you, it's literally a contract that you avoided and did not fulfill, and it's coming back up, and you need to unite, okay? The past is the past. I've been hearing for 3 days now. You need to put the past in the past. The future has its own energy. You need to be in the now. Be in the now. All right, I'm going to toss a couple oracle cards. And that is our energy for the day. I love, love, love you guys. Let's see. I know it's going to be longer than what I wanted it to be, but at least it's not going to be as long as it usually is. All right. Spirit, give us 3. We would like... No, I'm saying 4. All right. 4 cards for this journey of love. For all of my viewers, my love tribe out there watching this video, and turning to you this morning, Spirit, for guidance on their daily journey in affairs of the heart. Okay. Well, they're not jumping out. And when they don't jump out, I'm just doing 1, 2, 3. And we're going to cut them. And I will pull 2 from the top and 1 from the bottom. And let's see what the romance angels have to say for today. 1, 2, and 3. All right. So, quickly. Let go of your control issues. Allow this situation to unfold naturally. Okay? Let go of control issues. Maybe you're in a codependent relationship and you need to let go of that codependency. All right? Your next card is express your love. There has been no communication between the divine feminine and divine masculine except in the 5D for quite a while now. I mean, well, for some of you it's been quite a while. For others of you it hasn't been all that long, but it's long enough to break your heart. Okay, so express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. Maybe it's time for you to spin a text or send an email. Or, hey, here's an idea. Just go say hello. I mean, is there something wrong with being in the physical together? You know, for some of you there is, because you're in a relationship. It says free yourself. This could be freeing yourself energetically from past traumas that, you know, that baggage we carry into every relationship. It's time to unpack those bags. You've got the Judgment card, and you're sitting in pain. I mean, you got a lot of pain happening in your heart. Okay? Trust your instincts. Free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. If you're living in codependency, look at this. I really see... Look at all these angels trying to help in the first card here on this side, on the right-hand side. I think it's the right. Well, it's right for me. I don't know about you. It says, allow this situation to unfold naturally. Well, here's this guy. He looks like, you know, he's not leaned toward that woman and the child. It's like he's off on his own. He's not giving any love. He's not giving any support, and he feels like he's controlling them. But this woman's got her child, and I think she's about ready to blow him away. She's just going to go, okay? She's in a very protective gesture. She's got her arm around her child, and the child's holding on to her skirt. And he looks very judgmental, you know. Yeah. So for some of you, you're in toxic relationships, and it might be the feminines, just because of the picture. Might be the feminines feeling like they need to move away from a toxic relationship or codependent problem, and then they need to free themselves. It's time to take back control of your life. Get away from that energy. You know, check in. Is it toxic? Get the hell out. If it's toxic, find your door. Create your door. If it's not toxic, if it's just energetically the wrong one or the wrong situation, or maybe you're just trying to control everything. You want it all to unfold your way or the highway. Either way, you need to let go of control issues. Some of you need to literally pack a bag and move out. Others of you need to unpack old baggage and free yourself. All right, there's lots of ways of freeing yourself energetically and physically. Create a door. All right, then express your love, because I feel like there is love available to you. Might not be the person that you're codependent or relying on, or the person that put the 3 swords in your heart. You know, everybody's situation is different, and my channel's growing. I'm getting a lot of energies out there. So, you know, take what resonates and let go of the rest, because there are a few people that really need to hear this. Free yourself. Free yourself. I'm hearing free your mind and the rest will follow. Be colorblind, don't be so shallow. Sorry. But yeah, okay, so that is that, and I'm going to do real quick the card deck that I made. I know, it's going to be longer than I wanted, but I just know how invested people are in their love life and in their love relationship. You might want only a 10, 15, 20-minute reading for just like your daily horoscope. But I don't know about you guys, but when it comes to affairs of the heart and my love life, I want to know. I wouldn't have tuned in. I wouldn't have clicked on the channel link if I didn't want to know. So stick around if you like. If not, you can end right here. Hit the end button. This is your reading for the day. Okay, for those of you who really want to go a little deeper, and I don't mean a lot deeper, but a little deeper, stick around. We might have another 5 or 10 minutes. Or less. Okay, so Spirit, 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 what does the male energy, the divine male, or the male energy in this love triangle, or this love, because some of it is a triangle, I know that, there's third-party situations, but there's also just energetic commitments to other things like your job and your children, and there's other things that are getting in the way of this relationship. Let's see what they've got to say to each other. 1, 2, and 3. There we go. All right. 2 off the top, 1 off the bottom. I don't know. Things just jump around here, and it's weird how they do it. Can you see how much space there is back here? Yesterday, my my rose quartz, and I don't remember what the other one is. Rainbow something. Anyhow, and then this one, and I've got my little figurine over there. They just keep leaping off, and it's not like a little wiggle and it falls off. It's like it goes boom and jumps right off. I don't know why. All right, so 2 off the top, 1 off the bottom. We're going to do, I'm going to try it differently. I'm going to do 1 for the male, 1 for the female. 1 for the male, 1 for the female. 1 for the male, 1 for the female. And then we're going to do the bottom just as an overall energy. How's that? Divine Masculine is still advancing. He's still advancing toward reunion, toward union. Okay? Just for those of you Divine Feminines who have not heard anything from them, they're working on their stuff, guys. Be patient. Okay? It's going to happen. I'm telling you, if union's designed to happen, it's going to happen. Send him love and acceptance and nourishment. All right? Okay, let's see. What are they saying today? What's their little conversation look like? All right. The masculine says, I need time. Go figure. Whatever he's mucked in, he did a lot of mucking. There's a lot of cord cutting that has to be done if he wants to be with his feminine. That's why some of the unions don't happen in every lifetime, because You know, they have a lot of karmic lessons. And the only way to learn your karmic lessons is to have karmic partners and karmic relationships. That's how you learn your lesson. The karmics bring you joy, peace, and happiness, and help co-create with you children and financial businesses and, you know, whatever. But if they're not your divine counterpart, then that's a karmic relationship. They're there to teach you and to co-create with you. All right, and when that cycle comes to an end, if this is the lifetime you're meant to be with your divine counterpart, then that karmic relationship has to end. It has to end. And there's a lot of cord cutting that needs to be done in some of those relationships. So he says, I need time. And she says, put on your waders. Shit's getting deep. Look beyond the surface. See, I get the feeling that the divine masculine keeps looking at his external sources. He might be in blame mode. He might be blaming other people in his life for the reason that he's not divinely on his path in the way that he should have been by this time. He might be blaming it on his karmic partner, you know, his wife or his girlfriend. Or he might be blaming it on his job. You know, third-party situation can be anything that interferes with your divine plan. All right, but I kind of feel like she's letting him know he needs to go below the surface and stop looking at the external stuff. The external stuff is just a reflection of what's going on internally. All right? Quit working on everything on the outside. Quit worrying about the job and about the yard and about the... There are more important things that you should be concentrating on right now, and that is going within yourself, masculine. Go within yourself. She's saying, put on your waders. Shit's getting deep. Look beyond the surface. She knows that you're lying to yourself. You're lying to yourself if you're blaming everybody else and you're not doing the work. You're lying to yourself. This is about you. It's what's going on within you, not what's going on outside of you. The outside is just a mirror of the chaos that's happening inside. Go beyond the surface. Okay? Next, the divine masculine or the masculine energy in any of these situations says, I think for now I'll just go it alone. Number one, he's looking out for himself for now. That's why she feels so heartbroken. He does too, because he wants union. But there's shit he's got to do. He's got way too much stuff going on. Way too much stuff. How come I don't have a third card for the... Oh, I do. They're stuck. Okay. All right. So what does she have to say? He says, I think for now I'll just go it alone. Looking out for number one. And the divine feminine saying, are you sure? Because do you remember? When we make love, galaxies are birthed. Galaxies are birthed when we make love. She's reminding him, do you really want to be alone? Do you really want to stay in that toxic relationship, that codependent energy? Do you really not want to go below the surface and fix what needs to be fixed? Because what do you have to look forward to when you do the work? When we make love, galaxies are birthed. There's more meaning to that than just great sex, guys. That means that their divine union brings about change and unconditional love in the galaxy that we live in and that we came from. Some of us aren't even from this earth. Okay? She's reminding him, it's a perfect. This is the best love you're ever going to have. It's probably the best sex you're going to ever have, too. All right? She's just trying to remind him of his contract. Let's see what else he says. It's so funny, all these cards. He's saying, it's not time. Leave me alone. I'm going it alone. Now he's saying, I'm concentrating on me now. Check back later. And yet the overall energy is that the masculine is advancing toward reunion. All right? So what this tells me is he needs to go it alone. He can't have the divine feminine fix it for him. Or no, the woman in the relationship. Doesn't matter what your gender is. I'm talking about the energy, the feminine energy in this situation can't fix this for him. She can't do it. She cannot do his work. She can only do her work. And if he wants union to happen, he's going to have to do his work. And I think he realizes that now. I really do. I think that's why, you know, you're not hearing from him. Because he's working on him. That's a lot of energy there. So what does she say to him when he says, I'm concentrating on me right now, check back later? She says, it's okay, baby. I'll be there. Just reach out. Reach out. I'll be there. I'll be there. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just call my name and I'll be there. All right, so I'm not going to sing to you. But anyhow, yeah, that's beautiful. All right, so the Divine Feminine kind of has a realization here, too, that she knows he's working on his shit. And he's trying to get it fixed, and he's working on it. You know, he's concentrating. He says, I need time. I think for now I'll just go it alone. I'm concentrating on me. Check back later. She says, put on your waiter. Shit's getting deep. Look beyond the surface. Do your work below the surface. Masculine. She's giving him a little advice. Here she's giving him a reminder. Remember that when we make love, galaxies are birthed. We have a divine contract to do good in this world and in this galaxy. And they're relying on us. So don't take too long. She says, don't take too long. I'm heartbroken and I miss you. All right? But there's codependencies here going on with the karmics. Or you know, there's codependency that needs to be healed if this couple wants to come together. And then he says, I'm concentrating on me and check back later. And she says, sure, I gotcha. Reach out. I'll be there. She's not going anywhere, guys. I mean, she's not going to wait for you. If you're watching this, I don't know how many masculines I have watching this. But if you think she's going to sit around and wait for you, she's not. Okay? She can't. Because when she becomes stagnant, you become stagnant. You are the same soul operating in two different vessels. But you mirror each other. So she knows that if she sits idly by in this Three of Swords energy and just cries in her spilt milk and waits for you, that's exactly what you're going to mirror back to her. You're going to be crying in your spilled milk and sitting underneath Three of Swords energy. Today's Judgment Day, guys. Judgment Day. It's time to reevaluate. What are you holding on to? What needs let go of and what needs to be rebirthed? What needs to literally come back from the dead? Because something is coming up for judgment. And the masculine and feminine are still at a stalemate. But energetically, he's working on himself. He is going below the surface. Or at least, hopefully he is. Because he might just be blaming everybody around him. Either or, he's still working on it. Whether he's, you know, pissed off at who he's with and trying to get rid of them because he's pissed. Whatever energy he's using to do his clearing work might not be the right energy to use, but at least he's doing it. All right? So that's your love reading for today. I do have a new deck, and I just want to draw one card. Just one. If you guys didn't like the longer version, I hope you clicked off back after the romantic angels. What do we got? What do we got? Ooh, come to the edge. Come to the edge. Because you know what? I have a feeling like if you don't take a leap of faith, you're going to miss your boat. The boat's under here, remember? Oops. I will dig just for you. Where's your boat? Oh, guess what? The boat was this morning's daily vibe. You didn't have a boat. Okay, I apologize. No. All right, so come to the edge. Come to the edge. Trust your inner intuition. Don't always take it safe. Do you really want to spend the rest of your life repeat? I mean, I feel like in some of these love romances that I'm channeling or tapping into, I feel like for years and years and years, some of you have banged your head against the same damn wall over and over and over again. That is very unproductive, and it's not going to get you anywhere. It's time to move to the edge. Take a leap of faith. Trust the divine energy, all of your dead loved ones, all of the ascended masters, all of the angels, all of the elementals, all of the spirit realm is divinely supporting all of us. all the time. Whether it's in love, finances, doesn't matter where it's at. But if you're on the twin flame journey, they have a vested interest because there's a plan. There's a plan. And the whole of the universe needs these energies to come together to anchor unconditional love into the core of this earth. And I'm hearing core of the galaxy. Like, I don't even think it's just about Mother Earth anymore. All right? So, come to the edge. Come to the edge. Have faith. Be willing. Be willing to fall. I'm hearing, you know, the funnest thing we've ever done in our lives was fall in love. But it was, for some of us, also the most painful. But it's time to trust and to enjoy the falling again. Fall in love. Remember the touching, the whispers, the giggles, the fast beat of your heart, the long-term memories, the good and the bad. It's time, guys. Especially if you're lonely and have nobody in your life, it's time. You know, free yourself from all the past stuff. You need to bring up the judgment and step into your high priestess power and trust. See, that's what she's all about, is trust and intuition. She knows, and you know. Time to let go of all the relationships that harm you. You know if it's harming you. There's a difference between complacency and harm. If you're just living in complacency and that's what you want for the rest of your life, you absolutely have the right to do that. You have divine will. But do you really want that? If you do, God bless you. I hope it brings you as much happiness as it can, but I don't see complacency growing and it's going to just wither and die. All right, expand, guys. Expand and grow. Check in. Are you expanding? Are you growing? And if you're not, what's holding you back? The things that hold you back from expansion and growth are the things that you need to be releasing. The things that help you to expand and grow and bring you love and not heartbreak, you need to take a leap of faith and trust that the universe has got your back. It's a 9, guys. 36 is a 9. All right? It's a very divine number. So, I love you. Remember to subscribe, like, comment, share, all that happy stuff that helps me. And if you're interested in a private reading, please feel free to email me at T.RsTarotTalk1111 And if you would like to donate to my channel, you can go to PayPal and donate via the family and friends aspect, you know, where you're sending a gift. And it goes to my name, Tracy, T-R-E-C-I-E, Frick, F-R-I-C-K, at ymail.com. And just thank you for being here. I'm so grateful. Attitude of gratitude is the mantra that we're living under, okay? Remember to have an attitude of gratitude. And remember that the love you are seeking is now seeking you. Say that over and over again. The love that you are seeking is now seeking you. Okay? Love and light, guys. Talk to you tomorrow.